Hello everybody and welcome to another puzzle challenge video from chessuniversity.com. This is Ryan Murphy, and since it's the start of the new week, at least here in America it's Monday still, we have an easy challenge for you guys to start the week off with. So this is our sort of our easy end, mostly aimed at beginners. I usually say on the website it's capped at like U1000, but of course anyone is welcome to solve it. Position on the board here is our puzzle for the day. It's white to play and win. And let's quickly take a look at how we got here. This game comes to us from chess.com. This was played between Grandmaster Bruzón Batista, and his opponent was a 1500 player with the last name of Liu. It was played a few months ago in a Blitz tournament on the website. So let's see how the opening developed. d4, e6. e6 is very flexible. Black can still play d5, or they can transpose into a Dutch with f5. In the near future. Of course, if white wants, they can also offer a French defense like this. It's kind of one of the move order ideas behind playing e6 is if black plays the French against e4, they can still sort of offer it. It can still happen. Anyway, so f5, it's now a Dutch. Bishop g5, bishop e7, h4. This is like an interesting sideline. Knight f6, knight b to d2, b6. Bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, and the whole point of this, if you know anything about the Dutch, one of the main ideas for white strategically is to achieve the move e4, and so by trading the bishop for the knight was defending e4, now white's able to play the move e4, which was their whole idea here. So e4 is played, fe4, inviting the knight, here comes the knight takes e4, bishop to b7, challenging the knight, and bishop d3 guarding on e4. And I would say here white has a pretty pleasant position. Black does have the bishop pair, and both bishops are on the long diagonals. But white has pretty good attacking chances based off like knight g5 jumps, the weakness of this diagonal, which is thanks to the move f5. So yeah, I think in general white's got a good attacking position. Black castles, kind of castling into it, I would say. Because now that knight g5, queen h5 stuff is still kind of dangerous. But white goes queen e2. Just a simple, solid move, getting ready to castle queenside. a5 is played. Probably more prudent to go knight c6, I would say. Just to complete development. It is the opening, right? So you got to get your pieces out. a5, I'm not too sure that it actually discourages white from castling long, because a4, a3 is very slow and doesn't actually do that much. So castles long. Knight c6, which is a good move. c3. This keeps the knight out of b4, which would be kind of bothersome for the bishop. So no need to allow that. Also it protects d4 again, which is of course important because black was attacking this pawn twice. a4, knight to g5 as hinted at earlier. And the problem here for black is that they simply don't have any real pressure against white's king on the queen side, whereas white already has pretty much a fully developed attack coming. With this knight on g5 and the queen coming to h5. The h-pawn is actually very useful. There's potential for rook lifts, like rook h3 to g3. It's just a much more well-developed attack on the king side. And in race positions, it's all about who gets there first. So I think white's doing very, very well here. Bishop takes g5. This is honestly probably a big mistake. Which way would you guys take back here? I think this is kind of thematic. Yeah, you're definitely supposed to take with the h-pawn, without a doubt. Opening the rook, and now we're going to create a battery on the h-file. Queen h5 is looming in this position. So d5 was played to attack this this knight, and now there's just a variety of ways to make the attack crash through for white. In the game, Bruzón chose knight f6, which is nice. But yeah, pretty much any knight move, and even rook takes h7, those are all winning moves. Knight f6 is nice. So it's with check. G takes f6. And now again, there's several moves that lead to checkmating attacks. Rook takes h7 was the choice in the game. You guys might be asking at home, why not queen takes c6? There's nothing wrong with queen takes c6. It wins just as fast. It's just a different way to win. And the one point is that after rook f7 here, you would then continue with rook takes h7 or bishop takes h7. But I think rook takes h7 is slightly more accurate. Because if king takes, you have queen f7, and the other rook is, or sorry, the king cannot take because the bishop is protecting, and in the meantime, this is checkmate, so it's a tough position for black. It's going to be mate in a few moves. So rook h7 played. Now queen h5, threatening rook h8. Rook takes on h7, queen 10 takes on h7, king f8, and g6, which kind of seals the door on the king. Knight to e7 was played, but this doesn't really help. Of course, nothing would have helped at this point. So this is our position for the day. If you remember, this is how we started the video. And I'll be putting the link in the description for the official post where you guys can put the answer that you guys see. And if you post before we put the solution up tomorrow, you can get points towards future reward purchases on the website. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.